Okay, hello. We're here for another video about my quilts. This is Christina's quilt, which I'm trying to get in one shot, and I just about manage. I tried to do another quilt and it didn't work out, as things sometimes don't work out, so I had in mind this other design which I thought would be more appealing to her. So these are stars, which I did with half square triangles. And the idea was that it would look a little bit like the stars were falling down. So this one's a little bit turned, it's not quite as straight. And then these are a little bit wonkier. And then the final one where it lands. So you can see in this, the half square triangles. So this and that. No, was it this and that? This and that, I can't remember how I did them. Anyway. You can see the joins here. There's a join there. There's a join there. And it's all second-hand fabric. I didn't have to buy anything for this. The background is a bed sheet that we did use, but we did buy second-hand. Some of the fabrics are quite significant. This is a very special fabric to me. It's a bed sheet, and I love it. And I've still got tiny little bits that I can use. And I also have little details where I wanted to see that almost like little flecks of star had come off the quilt. And I just put those randomly. I wasn't too concerned. I'm never too concerned. And for example, this fabric, this is interesting because I would never buy a top in browns. It's just not me. But I know that my daughter really likes these florals, and there was quite an ugly shirt, so I bought it secondhand knowing that I would pull it apart. And this was a blouse that I bought online, and it didn't have any pins, any pin tucks, any, what do you call it? Like a pin tuck for the bust, so it just didn't fit at all. And Cristina tried using it as well, and yeah, we gave up. Another extra bit. This is a very special fabric because Cristina had a dress made in Peru out of this fabric and she loves it. And also lots of hidden kisses in the binding. Not so hidden, she'll find them. She'll feel them, hopefully. Anyway, and I was also asked on YouTube how I decide on what quilting I'll do. Look at this curve, I love it. Curve. So what I did is, as I was quilting, I realized that what I wanted to do was be quite freestyle, but also the stars themselves really suggested as lines as a starting point. So from every point, I have a quilting stitch running out. So that is one star, and as we come towards it, there's the quilting, and it goes all the way to the edge. And I did that with every point. So I do that with every point of every star. And then after that, that gave me the foundations of my quilting. And then I kind of did my own thing, really. So up there, you can see I've got the phases of the moon, which I thought was cute. Then I thought it would be fun to do a bit of curves. They're all freestyle, I didn't mark it. And then I put a sun up there, which I'm not sure it's so successful, but I really enjoyed that corner because Cristina loves the sea. She goes to the beach often. To walk the dog, and also she had been on Stewart Island, so there was a sea between us, and I thought that was symbolic. And of course I did these panels around the edges to make it a little bit wider and a little bit longer so that it curves and falls over the edges of the bed. So that's it, really. There's quite a lot of quilting, and also the other thing I talked about was how I can revisit a quilt and quilt some more. So the quilt is now safe, it has got enough quilting. But for example, we were tired. I've been quilting kind of full time for 3 days. And I was doing it every other day before. But for example, here, I think it's secure enough, but there's this triangle. So when Cristina comes back home for the holidays, or if she goes away on a trip, she can drop it off at home, and I can do a bit more quilting here, and I can do a bit more quilting here. And the other thing that needs to marinate a little bit is what quilting I will do within the stars. So I haven't done any quilting within the stars yet. I've done quilting around the edges. and coming out of each. You can't really see that one, it's light pink. So what will I do within? I might go in here and just mirror the star with a quilt stitch. Not sure. The other thing I should mention is that I've got about 8 different pearl cotton colors, which I didn't mention in the Spanish video, but never mind. And I just kept changing them, but I didn't want it to look too busy. So what looks like a lot of blue quilting is 2 different blues. Like one's more towards teal and the other one's a truer blue. But there is yellow, there is pink, there is grey. But they read like friends, so I'm really happy with that. So that's the light pink one. Okay, and now I'll go to the back. The binding, I tried a new thing. I've seen a few people on Instagram do this quilting style. I'm not sure I will do it again, but it was fun to do. I did reinforce it on the back. And so on the back, I didn't want it to be too busy. So the bottom section is bed sheets. So that grey one was organic cotton, again from one of the charity shops. I could not believe the sheets looked new and it was organic cotton, but it was these were French style pillowcases, which we don't need, we don't use. Anyway, this is kind of a very traditional stripe sheet. I also incorporated, as I said earlier, Cristina loves this fabric, so I incorporated that as well, just to make it more personal to her. And then at the top, I bought this fabric in a bundle from one of the op shop charity shops, and it was the leftovers from someone doing some sort of clothing item. It had lots of curves and sort of angles. And then I also had fun with the quilting. I wanted it to be plainer. I didn't want it to be the sort of thing that I do, which is full of colour, because I don't think she would like it. But I had fun playing with curves, just to get a bit of practice in, whilst keeping the background plain. And finally, the last thing to show is the tag. That was my mum's photo. So a tag in Spanish, of course, as usual. It's got the city that she's going to live in, which is Dunedin, which is only 12 minutes from here. It's got a year. It's got a little heart, because there was a little hole in that bit of fabric. I wanted to put a heart, but the placement is because of the little hole. And it's got kisses as well. I need to go back and put my name, because I think it's important to put your name, because Mammy is not something that you'll find historically. But anyway, I'm very happy with this quilt. I hope she will like it. I hope it will provide her with physical warmth. Although the halls are very well heated. It's going to be like from our house to her new place. But yeah, I hope she likes it. And I'm very happy with the result. Thank you.